I'm going to set up my little Weavers 3018 Pro for a tile project. Had this piece of wood sitting here, wanting something to be done with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my fence. So I've got that front part snugged. Now I'll run the tool all the way along so that I can make sure that the tool is lined up with the fence. This way here, when I go to cut the second tile, I can just slide it along the fence and keep it in line. Running the tool by hand or the table. Make sure it's snug. Then I'm going to tighten that up. I'm using 2-way tape here. Taped it down tight against the fence. Now I'm going to design my design for the. There's the design I'm going to go with. That's telling me my two tile lengths. One's 180, one's 188. So I've got it set up on the machine. I've got my starting point. I've also got measured my 180 mark here. That's where I'll have to move the tile to when I start my second curve. I'm gonna get this thing going together. I'm gonna start the first half. That is done. Now I'm gonna change the bit. Tile A afterwards. We'll put the 30-degree on and it'll be ready to go. I've got the 30-degree bit on, just setting its depth. We'll get it started. Getting started on the detail. Finished the detail pit carving on tile A. I've brought it back down again. I'm going to double check that measurement. I'm going to set it now to tile B. After I set it to tile B, it's telling me to move it 160 millimeters. I like millimeters. Canadian, eh? So I'm going to double check that measurement to there. So I have moved my tile, or went to tile B, and I've moved it 160 millimeters. And I'm going to keep the bit a little higher and do it a little quick test run to see if I'm doing a test run. Looks like it's following the same path. If it does, I'll stop it, start it from the view with the proper bit setting. Get the rough out on tile B. So far it's looking all lined up. Now I'll put the finishing bit back on and we'll be just about done tiling. So when you're tiling, there's always an overlap. And that's the part that you gotta watch that lines up. I got the bit just a little bit higher. So far it looks like it's doing good. I'll restart this and let it do the finish once I got the depth set. So there it is, the finished tiled project. Tile A and tile B with overlapping. I did have a little bit of depth issues when I first started the second round with the curving bit, but pulled it back. But I think I'm going to do an epoxy pour to finish inside to make it look kind of different. But there it is, tiling with my little machine. So in the beginning it was telling me that my tile length was 180, but when you do the tiles, it overlaps when you go to do the second one, and that's when the measurement changed to 160.